Hi students, welcome to All4 e-learning chemistry classes for second year. The running chapter is organic chemistry and now we are in session number 54. In previous sessions we completed the preparations of carbonyl compounds, that is aldehydes and ketones, not only aliphatic and aromatic carbonyl compounds preparations also we discussed that, and different examples and deviations when different reagents are used, how to guess the product. All these we discussed in previous session, and from this session onwards we are entering into the discussion on the properties of carbonyl compounds. Actually the properties, as you know, they are of two kinds: physical properties, which are related to the melting points, boiling points, physical state or odor or otherwise solubility, all these they include. And the other one is chemical properties. Chemical properties are nothing but the reactions, the reagents and the reactions and the reaction mechanisms and the ultimate products. All these we are discussing under the head chemical reactions or chemical properties, is it not? And actually in all other homologous series we are not having much practice on discussion and about the boiling points or melting points or solubility, but here and there I discussed about that. Say for example in ethers and alcohols, a relative or a comparison between boiling points among these ethers and alcohols with similar or almost all equal molecular weight hydrocarbons, we discussed something, because it is that is the area which attracts the paper setter. And that's why here also, being almost it is nothing but a bridge type between the highest oxidized carboxylic acids and acid derivatives and less oxidized alcohols or lower members, that is nothing but alkenes, like that. Hydrocarbons, alcohols, those are less oxidized when compared to carbonyl compounds, and whereas the carboxylic acids are more oxidized compared to carbonyl compounds, is it not? And now, being in the middle of these homologous series, different homologous series, we need to discuss are the physical properties of this particular group, because it is of having different variations, that is nothing but a relative properties, nothing but a comparison among the boiling points, solubility, and in that comparison why it is exhibiting some more boiling point relative to other, the reason, and why it is less boiling point relative to other, the reason is like that. Different reasons are involved in the high or low boiling points of these carbonyl compounds relatively with other compounds. That's why here we should discuss something about this. Thereby I will try to make you to understand how to think when these physical properties questions are arised in our paper, is it not? And now here let me compare that one, that is the physical properties of carbonyl compounds. First let us discuss physical properties. Here I am not going to discuss all the properties and much, that is which is of having some sort of importance is, one is we have to discuss the boiling points. The boiling points relative to hydrocarbons, we have to compare hydrocarbons and then alcohols and then ethers. Compared to these, how the boiling point, what is the reason being more or less, we have to discuss. And next one is solubility in polar solvents, and as we know it is mostly organic compounds are more soluble in organic solvents, is it not? So it is organic solvents we have to discuss, and one or two statements related to their odor. Actually lower members, first let us discuss from the beginning itself. It is HCHO, formaldehyde is gas in state, it is a gas. The first member of carbonyl group, that is formaldehyde, is a gas. The next member, that is nothing but CH3CHO, is at room temperature it is volatile liquid, that is highly evaporated ready to evaporate. Even at room temperature, it is of ready to evaporate. Such type of solutions are known as volatile liquids, is it not? And other aldehydes, that is higher aldehydes and ketones. Aldehydes and ketones, these are generally liquids or solids at room temperature. With this one, simply we can say that with increasing the molecular weight, the state is changing from gas to liquid, liquid to solid, simply, is it not? And next, related to smell, actually the lower members, that is formaldehyde or acetaldehyde or acetone, it is nothing but one of the first member of the ketone. These are having some sort of pungent smell. I think you know what is pungent smell. It is creating some sort of irritation in nose. It is nothing but like some pinning type sense we are having when we inhale these gases or these substances. That is known as pungent smell. Clear? And now, when with increasing the molecular, these lower members are having, that is lower members are having the pungent smell, but higher members, in case of higher members, that is as the molecular weight increase for these carbonyl compounds, this pungentness, that is pungent smell nature decrease, and slowly it will convert it into fragrant smell. Fragrant smell, it is nothing but sweet smell. It is like perfumes. In most of the perfumes we are using these aldehydes and ketones, higher aldehydes and ketones. So fragrant smell with increasing the molecular weight. That is about the nature, that is nothing but the state and the smell. And now coming to boiling points. Actually, when it is the comparison or the relativity is among the comparable molecular weights. Comparable molecular weights means those compounds, either hydrocarbon or alcohol or either or carbonyl compound, all these should be almost all having the same molecular weight, very close molecular weights. That is called, such type of compounds are known as compounds of comparable molecular weights. Clear? And now in these comparable molecular weights, carbonyl compounds are having more boiling point than hydrocarbons as well as more than ethers. So their boiling point compared to hydrocarbons and ethers is more. The reason is simple. Here in carbonyl compounds, the dipole interactions are strong. Just you remember. The reason here is dipole interactions are strong when compared to hydrocarbons and ethers. Okay, but these carbonyl compounds are having less boiling point compared to alcohols. Now, so compared to, that is comparable molecular weights, again when compared to hydrocarbons and ethers, they are having more boiling points, but the same comparable alcohols when compared, these are having less boiling point. The reason, here it is having dipole interaction, that's all. But in case of alcohols, there is hydrogen bonding, intermolecular hydrogen bonding is there, which is of responsible for more boiling point of these alcohols. Such type of intermolecular hydrogen bonding formation is not observed among carbonyl compounds because there is no OH group in carbonyl compounds. So only dipole interactions are there, and when compared to dipole interactions, these intermolecular hydrogen bonds are strong, and because of that strong intermolecular hydrogen bonding, alcohols are exhibiting more boiling points. So altogether we can arrange all these different compounds of comparable mass in the boiling point order as alcohols are having more boiling point than carbonyl compounds, more than ethers, and it is more than hydrocarbons. It is because of hydrogen bonding, it is because of dipole interaction, and here it is nothing but polar interactions, and here there is no such type of interactions. Clear? So that is about boiling point. And now coming to solubility. Actually, in these carbonyl compounds, just you remember, CO group is a polar group, but that polarity decreases with increasing the molecular weight, that is with increasing the chain length, automatically the polar nature decreases. So when the polar nature is more, the compounds are soluble in polar solvents like water, but when polar nature decreases, they are less soluble in polar solvents like water. So automatically then they are ready to dissolve in organic solvents only, is it not? And here the solubility of lower members as they are high polar in water, they are miscible in all proportions. That means they are soluble in water, only lower members. Why? Because they are having the capacity to form hydrogen bonding with water like this. Even though they are not having the hydrogen, but still they are having more electronegative oxygen, and the hydrogen atoms that are present in water, which is of supposed to have partial positive, here partial negative, partial positive, and here partial negative, partial positive, partial negative, like that. So when the electronegative, more electronegative oxygen is present in that compound, they are able to form hydrogen bonding, and this polarity, just you observe, this polarity decreases with increasing the side chain length, that is with increasing the molecular weight, automatically the side chain increase and there the polarity will decrease, because all these alkyl groups are nothing but plus I groups. When they are donating the electron pair, automatically the polarity will decrease. That is, lower members are miscible in all proportions in water, but higher members, they are immiscible in water, that is their solubility is decreasing with increasing the molecular weight. But all these organic compounds, that is carbonyl compounds, are soluble in organic solvents like benzene or CCl4 or CS2, like that. In those organic solvents, these are soluble. That is about the physical properties which are of having some sort of importance and regular trends for competitive exams. And now coming to chemical properties, here we can observe so many properties in these carbonyl compounds. That's why let me give all these different types of reactions. As usual, it is my regular practice to provide the reagents first, because when the student is thorough with the reagent and its function, automatically by observing the substrate, what will be the functioning of the given reagent, if we know, we can easily guess the product. Or when the substrate and products are given, we can easily think which reagent can make that substrate into that product. So that's why we should have a thorough idea about the substrate and the reagents. Here let me give or let me provide the data which is related to the chemical properties of these carbonyl compounds, and what type of chemical properties they are exhibiting, and what are different reagents that involved in that particular chemical reactions. All these here I am going to list out, and it is better, my dear students, not only visualizing or not only seeing these videos, just if it is possible, if it is necessary, not possible, it is necessary to note down the reagents, because I am providing all these reagents which are responsible for the creating chemical activity in these carbonyl compounds. Such type of reagents may not be collectively present in your books. That's why it is better to write on a notes and to go through that reagents, and thereafter in coming session how the reagents are working with these substrates, that is carbonyl compounds, what is the reaction mechanism and what are the products, all these we can imagine. Clear? And now let me give that one. It is chemical properties or reactions of carbonyl compounds. Chemical properties or chemical reactions of carbonyl compounds. They exhibit different kinds of chemical reactions, and here I am going to provide you those list. First one, it is nothing but nucleophilic addition reactions. Nucleophilic addition reactions. Here just addition takes place to CO group, that is nothing but carbonyl group. This reagent will be added through nucleophilic addition mechanism, and here these reactions are with, what are the reagents we should know, with A, HCl, hydrogen cyanide, and B, it is with sodium bisulfite, NaHSO3, and then C with RMGX, that is Grignard reagent, and fourth D, it is nothing but ROH, that is alcohol. With all these different reagents, the carbonyl compounds will undergo nucleophilic addition reactions. Clear? And now the second type reaction is nucleophilic addition. Nucleophilic addition followed by elimination. Actually, the difference between these two is, in the previous case there is no elimination of any that is byproduct. In this case, just the reagent will be added to this substrate, but here that addition immediately followed by some other byproduct, like just it may be HCl or H2O type smaller molecules will be eliminated from the substrate. Clear? And this type of reactions are exhibited with one, ammonia or ammonia derivatives. Ammonia derivatives, generally these, let me give that ammonia derivatives, generally they are represented with NH2Z, that is all these derivatives possess NH2 group, only the other part which is represented here as Z is changed. And let me give that list. It is nothing but, first one is amine or NH2, and next one is hydroxylamine, NH2OH, and next one is hydrazine, NH2NH2, and next one is nothing but phenylhydrazine, NH2 and NH2 actually present, but one of the hydrogen is now replaced with phenyl group. And then it is 2,4-dinitrophenylhydrazine. So here phenylhydrazine the same, now at second position and at fourth position 2 NO2 groups present, that is called 2,4-dinitrophenylhydrazine. And then it is NH2C, NH2NHCO double bond NH2. It is nothing but NH2, one of the hydrogen is replaced by this amide group. It is known as hydrazine, carbazine. It is known as carbazine. It is also known as Brody's reagent. Brody's reagent is nothing but 2,4-dinitrophenylhydrazine. This is hydrazine, just you remember, this is hydrazine. In this hydrazine, one of the hydrogen when replaced by phenyl group, just this is phenyl group, so it is phenylhydrazine. We can consider phenylhydrazine, and now this phenylhydrazine is having NO2 group at phenyl group at 2 and 4 positions, so it is known as 2,4-dinitrophenylhydrazine, that is nothing but represented as 2,4-DNP, 2,4-dinitrophenylhydrazine, also known as Brody's reagent. And then carbazine, it is nothing but, instead of this NH2NH, Instead of phenyl group, there is amide group. CONH2 group is there. These are the reagents when this is simply, let me give that one. All these reagents, if you observe, this is NH2 and here it is NH2, here it is NH2 and here also NH2, NH2, NH2. So all the other part is changed. That's why they are represented as NH2Z. NH2Z. Here Z part is nothing but other than this. In this ammonia derivatives or ammonia, when added with these carbonyl compounds, those carbonyl compounds will be undergoing nucleophilic addition, no doubt at all. Say for example, let me give just it is C double bond O, this H2NZ, it will be added and finally this oxygen and H2 will be eliminated in the form of H2O. So addition immediately followed by elimination. Such type of reaction, the addition is nothing but nucleophilic addition. Just what you have to learn here is nothing but the reagents which are undergoing only nucleophilic addition and the reagents where we can expect nucleophilic addition followed by elimination. Here elimination is just nothing but water. Only water. That water is nothing but from this ammonia derivatives, one part is NH2 and from that NH2 two hydrogens and carbonyl compound oxygen, these two will combinedly will go out in the form of water. Clear? Like that, this nucleophilic additions with this one, there is no elimination reaction like water. Just these two parts of the reagent are added to the carbonyl group and this one after addition it is of undergoing the elimination. These are the two types of reactions. In addition to this, these compounds are also exhibiting some other reactions, nothing but reductions and different reductions. Actually the reduction reactions, these carbonyl compounds when reduced, they may be able to form alcohols. That is nothing but only just a preceding group of this carbonyl group. So here reduction reactions are nothing but reduction to alcohols. And what are the reagents? We have to list out. And then reduction to hydrocarbons, because alkanes are also less reduced or less oxidized than carbonyl compounds. Thereby we can reduce the carbonyl groups into hydrocarbon, nothing but alkanes. What are the reagents there and what are the reducing agents we have to use? And then oxidations. Carbonyl compounds will undergo oxidation, further oxidation. Here the oxidation reaction involving the reagents, oxidizing agents, here also two types. Strong oxidizing agents and weak or moderate oxidizing agents. What are those strong and what are those weak oxidizing agents? And then haloform reaction. Haloform reaction is considered as one of the oxidation process. And then the reactions due to alpha hydrogens. And alpha hydrogens reactions are nothing but they are also known as condensation reactions. And where we can expect what type of condensation reactions, that is aldol condensation and then Cannizzaro reaction. What are the reagents used? All these we have to discuss. So in the coming session I will provide it. Till that I will provide the remaining reactions and the reagents, and then I will start how the carbonyl compounds are getting reacted with these reagents. Meanwhile, just you go through all these reagents. You should keep all these reagents in your mind. Then only it is possible for you to imagine the reaction mechanism and how it is happening and what are the products. All these. If you are not thorough with these reagents, it is not at all possible to imagine or to assume the product formed in the specific reaction. Okay, that's why I will continue in the next session. Thank you.